I was so scared to fill out the first page of my sketchbook, so I decided to take all the pressure off and make below average anatomy sketches with an Apsara pencil. Then moving on to Inktober days. Inktober is basically a month-long art challenge created by artist Jake Parker. Or as I like to call it, a 30-day challenge that you promise to complete and have been waiting for the entire year to complete, only to abandon the entire project after 6 days of average work, knowing the entire time you were gonna give up anyway because you're an inconsistent piece of trash. Take a shot every time I say entire. On the left side of the pages, I would usually leave it blank and flip through later to fill out something meaningless. After Inktober, I jump straight into what I call the experiment failed swing painting thingy. I promise there's going to be some less ugly stuff on the way. Oh, this is my deep shit thoughts painting. This was for an assignment I had in my design class. We had to design like a complete character, and I designed someone called Quadzali, just using PPT, so that was pretty fun. Okay, so for this, I was practicing for some theme sketches for design entrances, and here are examples of other sketches I did for the same reason. And then some horrific doodles and some experiment paintings. Honestly, if a painting doesn't turn out well, I just call it experimental and make peace with it. Okay, but then I have some actual experimental paintings. In my defense, this was not aimed to look good in the first place, so that's fine. This was my experimentation with paint on paper. Before this, I used to only paint on canvases. Then I got into this weird obsession phase with snowy mountains. I don't know if it happened with you guys. Okay, let's just move on. Oh, I really enjoyed painting this. Like, I followed this tutorial and I painted it. It could have turned out better, but still, it's just a journey, it's a process. I was going for this famous Bob Ross mountain textures. I was practicing how I can do that on mountains, but this is how it turned out here. This was my idea, or like the first draft of a Kannada book cover commission that I designed. They're called My Lang books if you want to check it out. I've designed other covers for them as well. Then just like few other normal acrylic paintings and some composition doodles, if I may. This was inspired by the Patronus in Harry Potter. I had this like Harry Potter craze phase. I'm sure everybody did. Another book cover commission by My Lang books. This was for a book called Jugari Cross. This was like very. I was trying to draw something like a sorcerer's stone, but it wasn't happening. And then I placed it digitally. Finally, that's what I did. And then, of course, the famous obsession with clouds. Oh my god, I remember that face. Believe it or not, I was trying to create my phone wallpaper here. This was like a painting I was actually kind of sort of proud of because I liked how the mountains had turned out and how the water reflected everything. I really liked and enjoyed painting this. And then a few other sort of the same type of scenery paintings. I have a video of this on Instagram if you want to check it out. This was my first realistic color pencil art. Yes, I was bold enough to start with the fucking hand. But it turned out okay, I guess. I could throw on some like filters on top of it and make it work on that book cover. So I had to make two of these hands, right? Mirrored. But I could not for the life of me figure out how to do the other hand because this took so much time. So I just skipped that whole doing it again thing, just clicked a picture and then replicated it digitally. And it turned out fine, I feel. Then again, we are back to some trashy paintings. This was my first college assignment back in October, I think, and we had to make a self portrait. But the fact that I haven't completed my self portrait suggests a lot about my character than the actual self portrait. Then a few more acrylic paintings just for Instagram. This work was for my second college assignment, and we had to make a dual portrait here. And this is the final product. I combined those two elements digitally, that's all, in PPT, not even in Photoshop. I don't know how to use Photoshop. This sort of has like a deeper meaning to it. I would explain it if you guys are interested. I'm not sure if you are, so I will just move on. This was also for a college assignment called Universified. We had to interpret a poem and visually represent it, which was fun. And I think it went well. I think I got a good grade for that as well. He was happy, my facilitator, so that's good. Alrighty, so that is the end of my sketchbook tour. And of course, I have a few blank pages after that because is it even a sketchbook if you haven't completely finished it? Apart from these, I have painted other paintings and drawings on different canvases and papers. If you want to check it out, you can visit my Instagram. Shameless plug. And I hope you have a nice day. Thanks for hanging out with me.